In this video, we're going to talk about a few supplements you need to know about.
Number one is fish oil. Most of us don't eat enough fish. We've got to get it from a supplement. If you're spending your hard-earned money, you want to know what you're paying for. Turn that bottle over, look at the omega-3 fatty acids, add up the EPA and DHA. If they sell you a supplement that says 1,000 omega-3 fatty acids and you turn it over and you find I've got 100 EPA and 20 DHA, that's 120 milligrams. When the American Heart Association and the American Cardiovascular Association recommend 4 grams, we've really not gotten enough in that supplementation. We've got 120 milligrams. Do you see the difference? That's a big difference in your fatty acids.
The second supplement to keep in mind is this, protein powders. They are everywhere. But here's a couple tips for you. Remember, beef, whey, pea, or hemp. Those are all quality sources. We want to go non-GMO, of course, with the vegan sources. With the whey and the beef, you want to look for non-denatured, cool processed, grass-fed, grass-finished, hormone or antibiotic free. All of those things are prerequisites to find quality in those proteins. Notice I did not say sugar. You want to look for some that do not have sugar or artificial sweeteners or colors. You may find some with a little bit of stevia or plant sterols, and those are okay, but protein powder is extremely important.
Another supplement that is really helpful is coenzyme Q10. Well, why would coenzyme Q10 be extremely important? Is that it is very necessary in the formation of energy in the mitochondria. The mitochondria have this thing called the electron transport chain. You didn't know it, but it's there. It's working for you all the time, and your body does not regenerate coenzyme Q10. So feeling tired, feeling fatigued, you might not have enough coenzyme Q10 to make ATP or energy. So look and see if your supplement plan has coenzyme Q10 in it. There is ubiquinol and ubiquinone. There's a lot of research out there to point towards the usage of ubiquinol as the prime supplement to intake, and you want to get between 100 and 300 milligrams a day, especially if you are on a statin. Why do we get muscle aches and pains when we're on a statin medication? Why do those myalgias show up? It's likely because those statins pull out that nutrient, coenzyme Q10. If you pull out coenzyme Q10, what do you have? Muscle aches, pains, your muscles don't work right, you don't make energy. So coenzyme Q10, look for it.
The next one is vitamin D. Vitamin D3 specifically, known as cholecalciferol. Actually, most of our population is D deficient, meaning we don't get enough vitamin D because we're not in the sun. That's the predominant way we get it. 15 to 20 minutes every day exposing the sun on your arms and face is sufficient. With that said, most people in our day and time today will protect our arms and our face with sunscreen. When we do, we limit the natural production of vitamin D, making us therefore as a population chronically vitamin D deficient. Personally, I like a vitamin D3 with a vitamin K as a companion to help with the absorption. If your vitamin D is low, now normal ranges are between 30 and 100. If you're at the bottom of that range, you're low. We like it about 60 to 80 personally. If your vitamin D is low, you're looking at 5,000 international units per day for probably a 3 or 4 month period, and you'll confirm the vitamin D levels through your practitioner with a blood test.
Another supplement that is extremely important is a probiotic. Your immunity starts in your gut. Between 60-70% of your immune system lives in the malt and galt, the gut-associated lymphatic tissue and the mucosa-associated lymphatic tissue that surround your precious intestinal tract. And yes, those little friendly bugs help bring up the function of that immune system. How do they do that? They help us digest, they break things down, they make vitamin K too, which goes with vitamin D that Dr. Mark just talked about, so they aid the absorption of vitamin D. If your gut is sick and not healthy, those probiotics are out of balance. The ecology of the GI tract is very, very important. We've got different little bugs that are specific for each portion of the digestive tract. The duodenum is different than the jejunum, which is different than the ileum, which is different than the colon. So to start, oftentimes we need a broad-based probiotic. It's good to replace all those friendly bugs in your GI tract because it improves the function of your immune system. So why get sick? Why have more colds? Why have more allergies when we can do something about it? A simple probiotic a day.
You've heard many times, get your vitamin C to prevent illness. Take it in the fall and the springtime. But vitamin C is an incredible immune system builder. We don't get enough vitamin C today. Personally, I like to find a great quality vitamin C in a powder form. I find that it's very easy to put it in my protein shakes. And usually it's kind of orange flavor, so you want to mix it in a vanilla protein shake because it kind of tastes a little weird with chocolate. But if you're like me and it's good for you, down the hatch. Recommended dosage for vitamin C on a maintenance dose, this is about 1 to 2 grams. But if you feel a cold coming on, a little stuffy head, a little illness coming on, some type of virus or bug, don't be afraid to dose up to vitamin C to about 5 grams a day. If you get too much vitamin C, you will know it because it has a way of purging itself through something called diarrhea. So just to the edge of diarrhea and stop when you feel those bugs coming on.
So vitamin C is an antioxidant. That means it reduces oxidation, and it has a lot of friends. Other antioxidants are like selenium and zinc and vitamin E. There's a group of them. You want to have a supplement that has a broad base of antioxidant coverage. Why? It keeps your body from rusting. You don't want to rust. You don't want your joints to creak and ache, and you don't want to wear out quicker than you should. You don't want to have cancerous processes happening in your system when you shouldn't. So taking good antioxidant support can prevent your body from really rusting because antioxidant means to prevent oxidation. Oxidation is kind of like your system is rusting. So find a good broad-based spectrum antioxidant and add that with the other nutrients such as vitamin C.
I like this one, glutamine. Glutamine is the number one amino acid. It is an amino acid, of course. It's the number one amino acid used in the cells of the intestine. Now, you've heard us before in many videos talking about how that the ingestion of grains can actually punch a hole or pull apart those tight junctions of the intestine. The question becomes, how do you repair that? So if your nutritional protocol is full of grains and all these things and you have all these stomach issues, we really recommend you add glutamine to your nutritional protocol because it is the number one amino acid used in the intestinal cells. It's actually the number one way to repair the intestinal cells. Another way to use glutamine is after a workout. You've had a hard workout, you have a lot of tissue breakdown. Glutamine is a great post-recovery amino to add to aid in your muscle building properties.
One of the number one things that I have my patients put on board if they don't want to overpill themselves is a multivitamin. Why a multivitamin? Because you have a little bit of all the players. Also, our nutritional diet, the standard American diet, is very nutritionally devoid. It doesn't have the vitamins and minerals that we need, and eventually those things show up. So you can cover yourself with a multivitamin. You can't outpill a bad diet, but you most certainly can start yourself getting on the way to a good start, a good healthy foundation with a broad-based multivitamin. Remember, our soil is devoid. If our soil is devoid, the minerals and the vitamins that should be in the food are not there, then we're not getting them in the plants that we should be taking in our nutritional program. And also, if our guts are sick, we're not going to get those good nutrients anyway. So if the gut is not able to absorb, we need to put the multivitamin, those vitamins and minerals on board in a little bit higher quantity in order to get that stuff across an intestinal mucosa that is actually suffering. So a multivitamin is my first go-to to get the system a little bit of all of the things that it needs.
And what about those minerals that Dr. Michelle just mentioned that are devoid because of green harvesting techniques? They come up through the soil, into the root, into the plant finally. Two of the most prevalent minerals in the body, number 1, calcium, number 2, magnesium. That's the next go-to. We typically have those in a 1-to-1 ratio and usually put those, you can find those many times in the same package or the same capsule. 1-to-1, not calcium on the top, is not beneficial. You want to slant towards magnesium being on the upside. For one, because we're mostly magnesium deficient. You've heard us say before that 50% of all Americans are magnesium deficient. We typically get enough calcium. I'm not afraid many times to go 2 parts magnesium, 1 part calcium, and that provides a really good equalization because these two minerals need to do a happy dance in your body. You know, actually, magnesium controls a little bit the doorway to where calcium gets absorbed properly. When magnesium's deficient, calcium can get absorbed in the wrong places. So those two together are critically important.
When you're looking at your magnesium supplementation, remember, if you need muscle relaxation and you need that magnesium to get into your system, you want to look for supplement types like glycinate or chelate. If you need your bowels to relax and constipation is a problem, you've got GI and gut issues, you want to go for your magnesium citrates. So again, choosing supplementation, we need to know the kinds and the types so we're not wasting our hard-earned money.
One final tip we'll give you about supplement usage is search for quality. Quality is important. And don't just buy them at a local health food store. Look for a label on the back that says GMP. That stands for Good Manufacturing Practices. Supplement companies have to earn this because the inspection of these things is important. In other words, to get a GMP certification, someone from a representative agency must come in and be able to grab one cap out of a random bottle, and that cap must have exactly what the label says it has in it. Don't go cheap on those because supplements, if done properly, will complete a puzzle in nutrition. Where you're devoid in your natural devoid process of the manufacturing of food, that's where supplements fill in the gap and they complete that process.
We don't want you to waste your hard-earned money and not have healthy benefits. And when we put supplementation on board, we want to know that it's effective. And if it's not doing the job that we think it should, it's likely not the supplement, is it? It's likely the lack of supplements in the bottle.
And truly, if the price is right, don't shop for price. The price is probably wrong. Get quality. It's worth the investment. Just like you invest in food, invest in supplements, and don't shirk right there. You'll find yourself more healthy on the other side.
Because you're really investing in you.